us, the fantasies. No one can judge us, no one can judge us. This is for us. Open up your brown book, baby. It's for you, it's for us. Open up your brown book, baby. Open up your brown book.
Yo, that whole groove, though, Rachel. Hey.
I have never been on a fancier podcast for life in my entire life. What is happening?
You know what I'm saying? Brown Book Series is Wednesday night at 7 o'clock. Call your friends, left and know that the Brown Book Series is on. It's your girl, Shay Baby, and I'm on tonight with a very, very, very special young lady. I mean, God, like, she's so special and she's so cool. Like, it's just amazing. Brown Book Series, please give a very, she's the first time here on the show to #1 New York Times, USA Today, Wall Street Journal, award-winning best-selling author. What else? How many more titles is it? Rachel Van Dyken.
Can you please just like hype me up every morning? I would love that in my life, please. Every morning. I'm here for it.
Rachel, how are you, darling?
I'm doing good. Like, I think today, like, this is like day 3 past like my other release. And so I'm kind of like, okay, like now I can like calm down and focus and like do my thing. But your energy, by the way, is like outstanding. Like, I want to interview you. Like, you're amazing.
You know what? Next time I got you. Just want to have
okay.
Okay, really? We can do like a little flip flop thing.
Done. Bet. As my son would say, bet. We're
bet.
Good.
Right? Listen, my son just found out what no cap means. No cap. I'm like, what the hell does that mean? No cap.
Wait, how old is your son?
Girl, he's 13, about to be 14. And I'm like, no cap. Okay. I told him it better not be nothing crazy, and I'm up here about to repeat it.
I feel like we're living the same life right now.
The same exact life, I'm telling you, girl. Just flipping. How old is your son?
He's 8, and I keep getting like the whole like no sus like all the time, and then like the bet all the and I'm just like, you're 8, bro. Like, no.
Yo, like, calm down. Like, really? My son, when he was 8, he went through that whole thing. No one likes me. I was like, yeah, you're right. Now go to your room. Leave me alone. Like,
yeah, no. They could definitely spend time together, but actually, no, that'd be bad. That'd be really bad. Like, let's not. We'll separate for a bit, and then they can hang out like later.
Yeah, they cooked up a master plan to get rid of our asses. Yeah. Hey, y'all. Hey, in the chat, Mitzi, what's up, Bookie? Yes, you're back in the virtual building. Hey, Renata. Hi. How y'all doing? Y'all coming on in to say hello to Miss Rachel Van Dyken, honey. Miss Rachel, Miss USA Today is best-selling. She got all that, and she's coming here playing with us. Rachel, we ain't gonna keep you long, girl, because you know the 8-year-old gonna be knocking on your door in a minute like, Mama, you finished? That part. Right. So tell us a little bit about yourself. What is it like in a day in the life outside the literary world? Because we're going to get all in your book business in a minute. But what is it like being New York Times, Wall Street Journal, USA Today, bestselling author, Rachel Van Dyken?
I wish I could say it's very glamorous. It's not.
What's wrong? Authors don't have glamorous lives. All y'all say the same thing.
What a shock, right? Like, no, I mean, I think it's because like most of us are like, there is no break, right? So you're constantly writing all the time. And like, for me, that is my livelihood. Like, that is 24/7, right? For like the last, for me, at least like almost 12 years. And so when you're home, you get this, right? Like, you're home and like the dishwasher needs to be emptied and the kids need to go to practice. They need, like, there's all these distractions. And I think being a stay-at-home author, a lot of times, any stay-at-home mom actually, who's full-time, like, you get the whole, like, but I should do this. I feel the mom guilt. I should go and whatever. And so even today, like, I did not write at all, but normally I would write during my littlest, who's 2, his nap time. So it's very different, but it's very fun. It's just one of those things that you have to like almost structure yourself in a way where it's like you get up and do XYZ at this time and do this and do this and do this. But again, the mom guilt makes it hard to do that. But it is fun. I love it.
Okay, look, as long as it's fun, girl. Because when it stops being fun, you be like, I'm not. Y'all don't even cute no more. But tell my son, you're not even that cute no more. I don't know what, how you had this spell over me in the beginning, but it's broken now.
I am so sorry. I'm so sorry. Hold on really quick. Okay. Are we good?
We're good. Hey, that's what happens when you're on live, right?
Right. Exactly.
Absolutely love it. Now, Rachel, writing. When did you know that being an author was what I want to do? I don't want to do nothing else. This is me. When did the writing bug first hit you?
So I was actually a counselor at a Christian school right after college.
Wait, hold on, wait.
Do we have to talk about this?
I didn't mean laugh out loud. You was a what?
Okay, listen. Okay. I feel like I have to like sit down even more for this. Oh, the tears. Okay, so I was a counselor at a Christian school with over 800 kids, K through 8. And my job was their mental health, which is great. Yeah. I came out of graduating from a private school, and at 21, somehow my principal thought it was a great idea to have me form Young Minds. And so I was like, great idea. So that was my first job. But then like going through all that, I had a lot of like middle school kids that were going through a lot of trauma. In middle school, as you know, like you need like a passport to legit get in there. Like middle school is no matter what, like it's rough. And so I had a lot of girls that were getting bullied and called ugly and stuff like that. And so I wrote my first book based off of their story. And then within a year, I published it and I hit USA Today. And then I decided after that to go work for another company that was, they contracted for like doing testing basically for like, for college and stuff. And I was their manager. And then during that time, wrote my next book, and then I quit my job full time and wrote. And that was like back in 2012, I want to say.
Yeah. And you have like over 100 books right now.
Yeah.
Girl, I absolutely love it. So are you considered a hybrid author, or are you just completely traditional, self-published? What's your
definitely hybrid. Like my biggest thing was I wanted always to have one book series that was always like in stores, and then another book series or multiple that would be like my own passion projects at the same time. So I do both. I think right now probably 50 are traditional and the rest are all self-published.
Okay, which one do you prefer?
Do not. You've done this a while. You know not to ask that question. Like, I feel like you chose violence today.
I know. But listen, but here's the bullshit with it though. A lot of authors be answering it. I be like, oh, okay, y'all gonna answer that. Okay, I'll tell you what though, because you like both, because you love both of it. But do you like to have a little more control of what you write and your covers and all the good stuff?
That is a really great question. Yes, I do. And I think it's because I'm a very controlling person. Like, listen, I can't even fly in a plane without being like, what's that sound? What's this? Like, because I think that if I just know, I can like fix it and we won't crash, right? So like that is my mindset. It's ridiculous, I know. So with writing, it's kind of the same way. Like I would prefer having my own control. But I think there's something very valuable in having a publisher say, hey, let me hold your hand. Yeah. Let me take this cover and do it and do whatever we think is going to sell. Like, we're going to do this. And then let me take this manuscript, let me edit it. Because self-publishing is a lot of work, money, time consuming, like it's a lot. So I think having both is actually really, really valuable. And to any new author, anyone who's watching this, like there's always, I think, value in doing both.
That is value in doing both. And speaking of doing both, we have USA Today's bestselling author, Miss Iris Bowler, in the building. Hi, Iris. She just said hello to you, Rachel.
Hi.
I love when your fellow authors come in and support us also. And also another New York Times, USA Today's bestselling award-winning author, Miss Brenda Jackson.
Yes.
And she says, hello, T. Brenda. She absolutely loves you, Rachel. We was talking about your movie, The Matchmaker.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. She was like, I love that movie. I was like, well, okay, I'm talking to Rachel tonight.
So we can talk about it. Yes. Good.
Yeah. So you are absolutely loved. Tiffany J. Tiff from Tiff's Happy Place. Hi, Tiffany. Tiffany also has a wonderful platform that she interviews lovely authors like yourself. She has a question, Rachel. She wants to know. Oh, that was Missy. Hey, y'all. Hey, I don't miss the question. Here you go. She says, do you feel burned out?
Wait, say it again.
Do you feel, Rachel, people can see us, act right. Do you feel burned out?
I think the only reason sometimes I feel burned out is because of having 2 kids, and one that is very small. And like, let's be honest, when you are 37, you should not have toddlers. Like,
Who's 37?
I'm 37, and I should not have a baby that tiny where it is just like constant. Like today, again, like nothing got done except for like we did not crash into like the wall with our head. So that was like a win for me. You know, and like being like, I'll wash my hair later, it's fine. So like, yeah. But as far as being burned out, as far as writing, no, because writing is my passion. So not that. It's just like the other stuff I think that gets in the way.
Okay, so here's the thing. You shouldn't be 37 and look like you not even 21, 22. I'm just saying. Like,
I'm glad you think so, as I like literally was watching you and I'm like, everything looks so great. And I'm like, where's my light? Oh, forgot to turn it on. So it's fine. Just over here looking, you know, with my beanie on, it's fine.
no, you look absolutely great. I felt like I just took my beanie off. So I was like, yo, next time I talk to Rachel, no, next time Rachel talks to me, I'm going to have my beanie on.
And I'll have bangs. We'll switch. It'll be totally fine.
Listen, we're going to switch it. I'm telling you, it's going to be awesome. I absolutely love it. Everybody's in the chat. Everybody's in the chat. They all saying hello to you. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Come on in. Come on in. Thank you so much for being here. Midnight Ace for Midnight Ace Book Bar. Everybody's coming in. So holla at Miss Rachel Van Dyken. Now, Rachel.
Yes.
This is going to bring us to the first segment here at Brown Book Series called Name That Book. When we take a synopsis, a passage, a character, or something from one of your books, and you have to name that book.
That's a lot of pressure. That's a lot of books. Okay, but okay, go ahead. I'm good. I'm here for it.
You're gonna do good. I'm telling you. I think you're gonna do awesome. You're gonna do awesome. I have faith in you. You know, we're friends.
I got suddenly very nervous, but okay.
I'm gonna make it easy for you, okay? Well, hold on, I'm put my glasses on so I can see this.
I don't have my glasses on, so it's not fair.
I'm gonna read it to you.
Okay,
so I can see this lie I just told you that's gonna be easy. It is. It's gonna be easy. It's gonna be easy. Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Right, you're gonna get it. And then you know what? You have a lot of series. So if I give you like a character, I need the character that's the star of that book.
Okay.
All right. You ready?
Yes.
Here we go. Name that book. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. I never thought my father would ask this of me.
Okay, so that's an Eagle Elite book. Ooh, it's not a lewd. It's oh crap. It's not debase or rip, maybe? No?
The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
No. That's Texas book. That is illicit. That's illicit.
Nope.
Really?
Ruth is princess.
Oh yeah. Yeah. No. That would make sense. Here's the thing. Like
what happened was
here's my defense of myself.
Okay.
Just getting out of writing my final like OG Mafia book. And then on top of that.
I saw that.
Yes. And then on top of that, the second generation series was way more intense. And so I remember like Tex being like the capo de capi, whatever, of the entire Mafia. He always said that to himself in the books. And so that is my defense, that he did say that a lot. So I'm going to take it. It's still a loss, but I'm going to take it.
Yeah, let me think, because I done read Texas book. Let me go. I'm gonna go and see. The jury's still out on that now. let me see. Let me find out. Rachel, me trying to trick us. Okay. Next up.
Okay.
That book. You ready?
No.
Rachel, listen. This one's gonna be easy. I'm telling you.
Okay.
Now, have I lied to you yet? I'm telling you.
I no longer trust you.
Come on. All right, here we go. Name that book. Bentley, grown as the woman whose name he already forgotten a few hours ago, spread her toned thighs over his body and rode him. He is the star of the book.
You know what's really, really crappy about this is that this is where everything comes full circle in my life, where I'm like, you've written too many books.
It's all collided.
And I like my first reaction was like, Bentley, oh, that's a Regency. I wrote Bentley with a Regency. Maybe that's right. I don't know. But the whole point is with a lot of these like books have, I don't even know. Okay, Bachelors of Arizona. Is that it?
It is. It's the Playboy Bachelors.
Okay. So at least we got the series right. At least we got the series right. Okay.
Now,
I'm like, Bentley, man. Okay.
It's Bentley. Now, tell us a little bit about this series.
Okay, so I'm sorry.
Look, you refresh our memory. Tell us about this series.
So that, oh man, why of all? I'm just curious. Like, why of all the series is this the one that we are talking about? I'm just curious.
Well, we're talking about a lot of them, like the Mafia series. You know, we're gonna go back. We're gonna talk about that because that Ruthless Princess book cover is everything.
That lipstick, which we're gonna be doing a makeup line with that. We'll talk about that later. But so pumped. So, and I'm literally in my guest room right now, which is why I keep turning you. I'm not like set up great. I'm so sorry.
You're great. You're great. But I'm just taking our phone conversation to the air. We good.
Okay. Bachelors of Arizona. I wrote and pitched that book for Grand Central, who'd been my publisher for a very long time, and Hachette Book Group. And I was like, this is going to be the best book ever. And then ended up having to, after my editor looked at it, rewrite over 30,000 words. So like my editor, who I adore, Amy, if you're watching this, I love you, went in and just cut everything out and was like, nope. But then her comments were, fix this. And I'm like, what? Like what, like direction, right? Like I need direction on this. And so ended up rewriting the first 2 books. And then the last one I was very, very proud of because I was like, nope, I'm going to do this. I have this. Like it finally, like after all her direction, I was like, okay, like this is what I need to do with this book series. And so, that book series, Bachelors of Arizona, is about 3 guys that their grandpa or dad basically ends up saying like, you can't inherit money unless you do XYZ. And they all have like a bachelor auction basically where they get auctioned off to other people. And it was based off of the fact that my grandma had just died and she was the basis of one of my other stories that hit #1 on the New York Times, The Bet. And it was her and this grandpa that ended up being like lovers, I guess you could say. And in the series decided as a spinoff to be like, hey, like these guys aren't doing great. They're making bad life choices. Like we're going to auction them off. They need to like get married and do all these things. And so that is how that series started. And that's kind of like the basis of what happened. And that's basically it.
We absolutely love that. Now, before we go into our next name that book, we got to take it back to the princess, to the Ruthless Princess. Okay. So you said, because I forgot my ADHD to kick in. I'm like, she said something about a makeup line. Tell us a little bit about. Well, first of all, why are you ending you're ending the series, right?
Yeah, like the old school. So like I started writing Mafia back in 2011, right. And based off my husband being like, would not read my books at all. And he read one and I'm like, read, like support me. And he would support me in every other way, but he was like, I'm just not into all the romance. And so he was like, do suspense. And I'm like, I don't know how to kill people. Like, I can't do that. Like, I really don't know. Now I'm like, I've like gone way over the board, obviously.
Yeah. What happened? Because you
yeah, I don't even like, yeah, I can just like go to the dark side. And I was like, okay. And I did. So
the dark ones, really.
Right?
Yeah.
So we had like an actual like mafia guy from the Cosa Nostra, from the Italian mafia, that lived 30 miles from us at that time when he was telling us this, right? Telling me this, not us. And he was like, write a story like this. And this guy was like this grandpa in like his 80s that the FBI came in and like took, and he had like over 200 grand stored in his attic, was a farmer, but didn't really know how to farm. So like the family had to like help him farm. The family and like people around him had to help him. And everyone kept it like a secret. And he ended up, obviously getting arrested and going to court. And they signed a petition to get him out of prison, because this town that was like maybe 5,000 people loved him so much they wanted him out of like to come back, right? So like this entire story, I was like, that's not even real. But then again, it came out all over like CNN, like everywhere. And I was like, that's actually a really good story. And that's how I started my first Mafia series. And that's again how I crossed over to the dark side, was because of the grandpa from Idaho that lived
what? Golly. That is, okay. I absolutely love that. Now, tell us about this. When I come to visit you, Rachel, you have where? Right, I'm good. I'll meet you halfway somewhere. So the makeup line.
Mm-hmm.
How are you doing something because of this? The color. So tell us a little bit about that. Can you tell us about that?
Yes. No, I can. Yeah. Because that's me and my team that's doing it. So basically, when Ruthless Princess came out, like I had a lot of people saying like, I love having a strong female character on the cover. Right. And people a lot of times ask for things, but then they don't want to purchase said things for whatever reason, right? So like for me, I was like, we want more females that are like the leads, right? Not like the guys with the abs. Like I want the girl that's like the boss, right? That is like queen. And I want that. And I don't care however that looks, like I want that person on the cover. And so Ruthless Princess was like the start of the second generation Eagle Elite series. And her lipstick, just everything about her, it was just so powerful, right?
Definitely.
And so we were like, I was like, what if we try to makeup line? And so me and my assistant were looking stuff up, and we're like, well, kind of hard, because a lot of things are like the distribution, like everything is very difficult. Everything comes out of like different countries and stuff, and like shipping and all that kind of stuff. But we did finally figure it out, which she's a genius. So thank you, Jill. But we are coming out, which I don't think I've told anyone this yet, but we're coming out with, a brand new Mafia makeup line in April.
Yeah.
I'm really pumped. I'm really, really, really pumped. Yeah.
And you heard it first here, ladies and gentlemen, on the Brown Book series. Mm-hmm. That is hot. Can you tell us the name of the line?
Not yet.
Okay, not yet.
We're still thinking, because that's a whole nother story. I can talk to you privately about that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I had to, sometimes I'm telling my author friends, okay, people can hear us. We'll talk about that later on. We'll talk about that later on.
Text me later. And
yeah. I'm gonna get all the scoop later on. We'll get all the scoop. Well, they're still saying congratulations to you on that.
Thank you.
Yes, congratulations. All right, now you're not out of the clear yet. Name that book. You're gonna get this because you just said it. Character.
Tex Campisi. Oh, illicit?
That's illicit. See?
Okay. I got you.
See, I told you it's gonna be better. I told you it's got better. So
I didn't see it though, because I couldn't see it right away. So I was like, I'm like the old person. Again, I don't have the glasses. Your fault. Your fault.
My bad. I forgot to say, okay, next time we're gonna be set up for real next time.
Like, Rachel, are you prepared? Do you have your glasses? Is your light on your lamp?
And then and we're going live. People can hear us. So just, okay. I'm joking. Yeah. Okay, so the Eagle Elite series. Now, the reason why when I go back to past books or whatnot, because some people, they'll get your new book that's out now, but we trying to sell this old backlist, girl. They want to know all things Rachel Van Dyken, and I'm trying to give them all things you, because sometimes they might you cross over in a little YA as well.
Yeah,
paranormal, so they might be like, oh, we want something nice and a little sweet little town. I'm like, hold on, she got you there too. So tell us a little bit about the Eagle Elite series.
Okay, so Eagle Elite, like I said before, like it started off with like the husband, his fault, totally. Starts off very young adult. Totally. Goes into being very new adult, into very like mature. But I think that's normal. Each book is a different like couple, right? But like as like people grow up, like they mature, right? That's what happens. And so like when you go from like book 5 to book 12, there is a huge like, oh, there's more cussing. Oh, there's way more sex scenes, or there's this. But it's because, again, they're older. So it makes more sense. And I want it to be appropriate for those audiences. So I always tell people, like, if your kid is like 15, they can read Elite, Elect, Elude, totally fine. But like once they get to like 16, 17, they can read the rest of the series because they get really violent. But I have a lot of like heroes that are very gray area, you know what I mean? Right, and so like I think like there's like this whole like beauty in that redemption process, but I also think that sometimes like I don't want to like expose people to that if they're not ready for it yet. So but my Mafia is very realistic. I interview Mafia actual people that have been in the mafia for my books. So it's not like I'm like making things up. My biggest thing, like this last book release, people were like, oh, it's not your typical mafia. And I'm like, I don't understand that though, because I literally interview people that are in prison. So I don't...
You know what, people, and that's what kills me about some people, like the I love the Cooking Network. And so they'll be like, you know, whenever you be going against a professional, so you have someone from France, and then, you know, you have like an American cook, and they're the, you know, the top cook here, and they're like, oh no, that's not how you make it. And they're like, we're from France. That's how it's supposed to be made.
We're literally the OG of doing all of these things, and they're like, no. Yeah,
it's not like how we did it. So yeah, I totally can get that. Yeah. I absolutely love it. All right, cool. Next up, see, you had to warm up a little bit, so now you on it. Yeah.
Now I'm good. Now I got this.
Now you good. You got this. All right, you got this. Next up, name the book. Here we go. Soulmates who should have never matched, spanning centuries, fated to meet, fated to die in every lifetime until now.
That is Compel with Patty Stinger.
That is the latest release, Compel. Yes, but you and Patty, y'all hooked up on a few books, right?
We did. Like so she like slid into my DMs straight up. Like it wasn't even like, you know how like you see like your Instagram stuff and you're kind of like, oh, that's not real, that's fake, like whatever. I saw the little blue check mark and I was like, that's not real. Didn't answer it, and then I was at Starbucks and was like, okay, this person keeps like messaging me, and then looked it up and I was like, oh, that's like legitimately her. And so that's how we got into writing books together. We have my paranormal series, The Dark Ones, getting is optioned already. And yeah, like it's been incredible. And she loves paranormal, saw Matchmaker's Playbook. And because she's a matchmaker, was like, I was attracted to this. So I watched it and then saw my backlist and wanted to work with me on some stuff. So yeah.
That is awesome. And we're going to talk about The Matchmaker because the movie was great. And this Compel.
Yes.
Tell us about Compel. Compel is out now. So ladies and gentlemen, you can go and check it out. It's a great book. You know, you write across the board, which is, I mean, like, I don't know. And then when I pick it up, I'm like, okay, I don't know exactly where it is until you open it up. You're like, oh yeah, this is Rachel. Because even though you write, even though you write across the board, you have a distinctive penmanship, if that makes sense. It's good. You know, and I'm like, okay, it's good. I get every now and then, you know, when you're writing with somebody, I'll be like, oh no. But for the most part, we're Gucci. So tell everybody a little bit about Compel. Right? We're gonna make it through this interview and we're gonna be good.
I'm not gonna make it through. No. So neither of us will. So Compel is a fantasy, like fae romance. And it's basically focused on a girl. Oh man. Okay, so it's like Beauty and the Beast. Someone, like a reviewer, did a really good job, and I forget her name because, like, again, on the spot. But she said it's like Age of Adeline meets like Beauty and the Beast. Yeah. And so that is basically what this book is. So like someone over and over again has this curse, and he is forced to relive the death of the person he loves the most for like centuries. All based off a matchmaker, which would have been Patty, which is why we put her into the book. And yeah, I kind of did the same thing I did with my other paranormal, which I brought in a ton of like folklore and like other paranormal stuff and just like really embraced bringing in all that stuff, because I feel like a lot of paranormals, like they stick to what they think the trope is. And I think it's more fun for readers when you bring in all the other things, you know what I mean? Like where they're not expecting things. So that's what we did. So this girl, very young, it's kind of like new adult, like goes into this town with her mom, and all of a sudden her mom disappears. She's looking for her, and the person at the inn is like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like no one ever came in here. And then basically she gets in a car accident and then finds out that the person that saved her works at this mansion where this guy is at. He's been there for hundreds of years. Like there's this whole folklore with it. But it is definitely very Beauty and the Beast style, which is one of my favorite, I guess you could say tropes or fantasies. And so, yeah, that's it. Right. Without spoiling it. I tried not to.
You did good. And then we missed in Right.
We're good.
You good? We're gonna have to.
Sorry, like no, someone was calling me and then it like went blank, and I was like, "We're good." We're good.
Tell them you're doing the interview. Like, leave me alone. All right, so so the latest release, Compel is awesome. So ladies and gentlemen, go and pick that up. We have to go back and talk about the Matchmaker series. Talk about the Matchmaker series. Hold on one second though, because I want you to let us know. You're gonna set it up. You're gonna let us know what's going on in this trailer, and you're gonna tell us a little bit about it because it's still out, and people can still and go see it because we need you to get everything.
Why are you so fancy? What is going on? Okay, I'm ready.
This is what we do. This is what we do. You ready, girl?
Was it ready? Okay.
Here we go.
Who are you?
Ian Hunter, Master Wingman, and your only chance in hell of getting that.
When do we start?
I didn't pick this life. It's not like I woke up one morning and went, whoa, wouldn't it be so badass to help women get the guy?
What are you doing in my room?
You mean Gabby's room?
I mean my room.
Are you falling for her?
No.
I didn't realize you were dating anybody. Sorry.
Damn it. I was ruining everything.
And I think you should go.
You do realize the last time I saw you, you almost killed David and somehow simultaneously broke my heart.
I'm scared that you'd be settling for me when David is the one you wanted all along. I know what you're thinking. I've played this all wrong. Okay, the final rule. It's up to you to invite them in.
Do you want to come in?
That depends.
On what?
Do you have refreshments?
Rachel! Isn't that awesome?
No, it's amazing. And Nick and Tyler did such a freaking good. Even Carson, who was like the bartender, the barista. They did so good. Like it was so good. And I was on set almost every single day. Like they were always like, "Are you okay? Is this good? Is this what you wanted?" And I'm thinking, and poor Nick, bless his heart. Like I mean, he got the script like 2 days before, and then Tyler would be like up in like his room, like on set, just like drinking coffee, trying to like memorize his lines and like make sure he didn't mess up. Like they did so good.
So how did this come about? Was you just like, again, did someone slide in your DM and you ignore them?
Right. It's just what I do now. It's my MO. I just ignore everyone. No. So
she said that voice was hot. Was Renata? Yes.
No. So Tosca, I believe, emailed my agent at the time and was like, "Hey, I'm starting this company." And I had known one of the writers who worked for Hallmark and stuff for a while, I want to say, and the other director. And they were like, "We're doing this. We're gonna like take over like girl boss, like the world." You know what I mean? Like with like romance. Because I mean, honestly, we have so much content. Why not? And honestly, again, why not? Like, why not use like those sort of books to be like on the premiere, like Netflix or whatever? And like, honestly, most of those streaming services right now are struggling even keeping up with their original content.
Yeah. Like
I literally just finished watching Physical 100, which is amazing, by the way. But I'm like, that's already done. Everyone already binged that. And like, everyone is freaking out. Like, we want more. We want season 2. Squid Game, same thing. Like, they can't keep up with it. And so why not use books, because the content is already there. And so having them contact me, I was like, yep, let's do it. And I think I was the 3rd book they adapted. And it really was just like through my agent. And I just was like, yes. And my agent actually said no at the time. She was like, "They're too new. You don't know." And I was like, you know what? It doesn't matter, because like the whole concept of this is like, again, women pushing other women, being successful, pushing romance, being honest about what we are and who we are. And so I really want to do it. And so I said yes, despite the fact that she was like, "The contract's not even done." I was like, I don't care. Like, I don't care. And so that's kind of how that happened.
Well, aren't you glad you did it though?
Yes, I am. I'm so proud. And I'm so proud of what they did and everything. Like, they did such a good job.
Wonderful. Now, how close was it to the book? Did you have to add some more stuff in, take a little stuff out? Like how close to the book was it?
So that was like my first jump into screenwriting and like understanding that when someone sends you a script, you have to actually edit it, which I didn't know. So there was a lot of rough drafts, and what they did, because I'm very dialogue heavy, if anyone's never read me, no, dialogue, like I love banter, dialogue, like that's what pushes a story into my head. Like sometimes characters aren't even dressed, they don't eat, and I'm like, oh, I forgot, because I want the dialogue, right, and the sexy times. So with them, they copied and pasted basically the entire book, and then went in and added detail, and then sent it to me and said, hey, go in and delete what needs to not be there, and then add in what you want, like all that kind of stuff. Well, what I did not know is that they want an hour and a half movie to be only 115 pages. Mine was well over 300. And so going in there and cutting out different things or adding things in is really hard. And Ian ended up looking like this total asshole, like, because he ended up having like the only dialogue, right? So then he just looked like an idiot, but also just like it wasn't working. And so I want to say like 3 days before they started filming, I think, Tosca went in with another writer, and they were like, we're going to break the fourth wall. And the fourth wall is when they turn and they look at the camera, right? And they talk to it. And we hadn't done that yet. And so she was like, no, if we break the fourth wall, he can get all that dialogue out, but like towards the audience, and it's going to work better. And that's literally what was the game changer for that entire movie.
That is awesome. I absolutely love that. Now, when the movie came out, was you like hella nervous? Did you like call everybody? Did you have a watch party? Like, what did you do?
So I was on the red carpet.
The premiere, yeah.
Yeah, with the actors and with other readers. And like the cool thing about Passion Flix is they do like little contests where they can bring in people that have maybe invested in the company or done like whatever, like starting off. And so they can come actually to the premieres, and they invite them, and it's all random. And so I was there with a ton of readers, a ton of authors, and the actors, again, everyone. And it was really cool. I brought my son, which then me and my husband were like, are we bad parents? Because he's 3. And we're like, he's like in this like red carpet premiere, and we're like, well, it'll be fine. Totally fine. It worked out. Him and Tyler got to hang out. It was good. No, it really was really great. And so I was there, and I think my best friend at the time called me and was like, remember this moment? And I was like, what? And she was like, remember back in college when you were like, I'm going to do it. Like, I'm going to like make it, and I'm going to do all these things. And she was like, remember this moment. And then she just hung up. And that was like me bawling on the red carpet with my son, trying to like, maneuver all the things. And yeah, that's really like the biggest thing I remember. And my parents were there as well. And I had another friend, Becca, who was able to hire like an amazing makeup artist who I work with now to this day. And then random people that had Teslas that were able to drive us in, which kind of makes sense because it's, Tosca. So we were like, perfect. So really everything was a very Cinderella story, but like totally unplanned.
I absolutely love that. Ladies and gentlemen, of course, y'all know we hear Rachel Van Dyken, New York Times, USA Today's, Wall Street Journal's best-selling author. We just looked at the trailer from her, we're going to say latest movie, because she got some more coming up, The Matchmaker. So if you're on Passion Flix, make sure you go over there and check that movie out, because it's, it's Rachel. So you got to go and support. Whatever Rachel got going on, we got to go over there and support her. Now, Rachel, this is bringing us to the next segment here at the Brown Book series called Who'd You Rather? We take your heroes, we pit them against each other, and you let us know who you want to have a one-night stand with.
Okay.
Oh, you can do that one, right? No pressure on that one. God.
I love that everything else I'm like, and this one I'm like, yeah.
She's like, I might not know, all my books, but I know which one of the men I want to sleep with in that book.
And now you know my true personality.
Listen, that's why you're a girl after my own heart. You're my kind of girl. All right. First up, who'd you rather? We have Nixon or Chase Winter. Nixon.
Chase, and that might surprise people, but it's Chase. It's
that
Chase.
Surprised the hell out of me, because hold on now, that's the leader of the group over there, Nixon. Why you chose Chase over Nixon?
Chase he's darker. Is that weird? Like, I like that he has like this to where I'm like, would you kill someone? Like, for like that whole like thing on TikTok where it's like the villain would kill whatever to save like, or no, the hero would like save whatever the world, but then the villain would save you, right? Like that is Chase to me, and so that's why I would choose Chase.
Okay, all right. He is dark, so he's like in the bedroom. He can. Well, yeah, he could in his bedroom. All right. Next up, who'd you rather? Bentley, Wellington, or Brock?
Brock, definitely.
Why Brock over Bentley?
Brock is more of a player, but also he's more playful. So I kind of like that. And that sounded weird coming out, but like, yes, Brock, definitely Brock.
That did sound a little weird, but it's okay. You know, hey, he can play with the things you need him to play with. You know what I'm saying? No problem.
Right?
Okay. Next up, who'd you rather? Jake or Travis?
Jake.
I said Jake too. In the first book, I thought Jake, I was like, you know, but I was like, well, he's cool. He just had to, you know, lie to, who was the grandmother, right? I think.
Yeah, you like warm up to him, but also at the same time, like he's the one that like would be your ride or die. Whereas, and not that Travis wouldn't, but I think Jake is more fun, and I need that in my life. Like I need that again, that banter. Like I need that fun time, and I feel like Travis is a little bit more serious. Yeah,
and Travis is the oldest too, so he,
right.
You know, exactly. So he had that big brother thing going on. But yeah, okay, I said Jake too with that. All right, next up, who you rather? Colton Matthews or Max Emery?
Max Emery, like, is that even a choice?
It's not a choice, but I'm just saying. You know, hell, you picked old boy over Nixon. We don't know. You trip, you know.
But it's Max. Max is like the epitome of Schmidt from New Girl and Barney from How I Met Your Mother. He is that person.
You know when you said that, Schmidt from New Girl, yes.
So who would you pick? Schmidt every time. So
I would pick Schmidt. You know, this so crazy. You're like the second person in my whole world of being with people that watch that know who Schmidt is.
Like, who does not watch? Like, literally, well, I can't watch it around the kids because I realize it's kind of inappropriate. You know, but literally one of the best shows, like so underrated.
Yes,
it is so funny.
It's hella funny. That it is. I thought I was just weird. I'm like, my friends like, we don't look at that. I'm like, you know,
we just became best friends. Yeah, we did.
See, I got you. That's what I'm saying. You might kind of
make you a Schmidt shirt.
We're gonna have a right.
I would wear mine. Don't judge me.
The struggles of it all. All right, last up. Who'd you rather? Slade Rodriguez or Matt Kingston?
Oh, Slade. Like, and I love Matt. Don't like yes. No, but Slade definitely.
Yeah, Slade. It would be Slade for me too. Slade for me too. Hey, you guys, if you have a question for Rachel, and Renata says she loves New Girl. Okay, you have a question for Rachel. Just throw it in the chat. We got a few more minutes that she's gonna hang out here with us. So if you have a question, throw it in here for me. You said the Matt's companion. Yeah. Is that comparison?
Yep, true. Because you know it's accurate.
You know it's accurate. Okay. Midnight Ace Book Bar. Midnight Ace Book Bar. She's also another influencer who has a platform like ours. She interviewed wonderful authors like you. So we try to have a bunch of platforms so different people can know about you guys, because romance is where it's at, honey. Love it.
I love you, and I love you guys. Thank you so much.
So Midnight asks, how do you switch up from paranormal and mafia? What is your writing process like?
So I think that's actually a weirdly easy question, because when you're in it or you have to like turn a book in, you're in that work mode. But like you need to have also like that, like where your soul is, right? Like where your spirit is. And so like I always have something else that I am writing in. Sometimes it's one other book, two other books. And so like a lot of times that's what I do. And that's how you switch off, because it's like a palate cleanser. It's kind of like when you read paranormal, because you don't write paranormal, right? Because it makes sense to read something that's totally off genre, totally off topic. And for me, it's the same way with my writing. Like I have to do something different. Otherwise it feels like work. And it started off as such a passion that I don't ever want it to feel like work again. So I always have different manuscripts open. And that doesn't mean I'm writing crazy in them. It could be that I'm writing like 10 words, or I wake up at like 3 a.m. and I'm like, oh, wow. And I send myself voice notes. But yeah, that's kind of how I do it.
Okay. Absolutely love that. Author's moments, Rachel. What is your most urgent priority for the rest of the year, both in your personal life and in the literary world?
I want to go to the Academy Awards. I want to straight up
Well, damn.
be a screenwriter, and I want to go to the Academy Awards, and I know that is a very high, lofty goal. I set it back in 2019.
You're halfway there. You're already screenwriting.
I am, but I mean, it's such a long process. Like, it is such a long process, and it's been very amazing, but also that would be my goal. Like, I want to still write books, but I want to write for TV. So that's my goal.
That is awesome. And you're going to make it there too. That's going to be hot. And then but if you cast Schmitz in one of your
we're gonna get him.
Yes, I'm gonna be a walk on your set. Let's
Right.
know that. Just know that.
And we'll go back to this moment, be like, watch, and you'll be like,
right.
cool guys, not stalkerish at all.
Not at all. Okay, in your personal life. Or is that more business and personal? That was
Okay,
very
so sorry. Personal is just, honestly, for me, it's like been taking a step back. I feel like I've been going for a very long time, very, very, very hard. And so I just want to take a step back and write and be with my family. You know, your kids are only young for so long. And, you know, during those times when you're like, okay, got a crappy little diaper over here, I got this over here, just all the chaos, you just get so frustrated. But then you forget those small moments. And this morning, actually, my little guy, I was so tired. Even though I had a great night's sleep, so I don't know what happened, but he came up and he just like laid on me. And he's normally like not a mama's boy. So the fact that he just like put his cheek against mine, I was like, okay, well, that moment I will keep forever. And so I'm really trying to focus on those small moments and not being so focused on work to where my kids actually asking me to put my phone down. And that was something that happened in like the last like 2 years. My oldest was like, Mom, you're always on your phone. I'm like, yeah, because I'm working, but you have to turn that off. And so that's kind of been my personal goal. And I feel like I've been doing pretty good at it. And just learning how to delegate and learning how to just like take a step back and enjoy moments that God gives you, you know?
I absolutely love that. That's wonderful. Author's moments in being a novelist. What is something that you learned a little too late?
What is what? Hold on, I can't see it.
In being a novelist, what
Learn
did you learn a little too late? Yeah.
Every social media ever. Like, I feel like that's everyone. You're going on TikTok and you think that you've just like learned something, and then you're like, you know, years late. And, you know, Snapchat, I just like decided just to like delete it. I mean, everything. Like, there's nothing more humbling than having a 16-year-old teach you how to use social media. And that happened to me. And then I got to the point where I was like, nope, like, I'm not going to stress myself out over this. But that would be like, as an author, the biggest thing. I always say, pick one that's going to be your main focus. And that is something I learned way too late. And I'm glad that I know that now. So yes, pick one.
Pick one. I love it. Let's go back to the chat. Iris Bolin asks, what do you tell your first time readers to start?
That is one of the hardest.
Yeah. See, I took my glasses out too. We both in here squinting. What book do you tell your first time readers to start?
That's really hard because like I have so many books. Oh man.
I'm gonna ease into you. We don't want to take them straight to the killing book.
Yeah, don't go straight to Mafia. Like,
don't go straight to the dark ones either. Don't.
No, I think maybe I recommend like Risky Play or like Finding Him. Is it Finding Him? Yeah. Those are really good ones. Just kind of like ease yourself in. And then if you want something very like new adult, but it's very like not as sexy, you can try Ruin. Ruin is one of my favorite books I've ever written. And
why is that?
So he has cancer and he's in college, but he's the quarterback of the football team. And he basically like helps her with like her grief and her trauma. Mm-hmm. And that one was released back in 2012 when my uncle was dying of cancer. And the whole point was to give him like a good ending, because a lot of like cancer books do not end well, right? And so I was like, I'm going to give you the happy ending that I know that you're not going to have, because we knew he was terminal. And so I gave that to him. And then we raised like $25,000 to send to my aunt for his hospital bills. And so like all of the royalties went to him. And that's one of my favorite books like ever.
That is so sweet. You're such a great person, Rachel.
I'm not. I was just trying, you know, like writing what I love to write and then just trying to help family.
That's what's up. I mean, that still makes you a great person, you know, because so many people who have families, they be like, yeah, Shay. You know what I mean? So that is awesome. All right, let's see. Mitzi says, if you could do anything without any consequences or repercussions, what would that be?
What would I do? Like, my initial response was like, I would leave the country, and I'm like, why? But honestly, it's because I want to go on vacation. Like, it has nothing to do with like doing something like without getting caught. It is literally just to like go and just escape for just a tiny bit. So that's not even really a good answer. We watch a lot of Dateline in this house, so also very sketchy question. We were just watching. Have you seen? Oh crap! What's it called? The whatever murders, like the what is it called? I can't think of it. It's on Netflix. It just like released the Murkdog murders. I don't even know. I will find out.
Some murders. That's like an old school thing.
Yeah, but like a brand new series or documentary. We were just watching it, and anyways, like I just get consumed by stuff like that. That's totally off the topic. But yes, I would go on vacation. That's what I would do. Legal or illegal, I would go.
Yeah, I think she'll murder somebody because that's what went to Dateline. You see how she caught that? I said that, y'all. She didn't say that. I just read between the lines. That's all. All right. Author's moments. If you could sit down with your 15-year-old self, Rachel, what would you tell her?
To be honest to yourself and to be true and to be confident. I was bullied a lot in high school for being dumb. I was called a dumb blonde a lot, which sounds, again, dumb, but told that like my grades weren't good enough. And so then I just didn't even try because I felt like already you're not smart enough. You're not good enough. You're never going to, do anything. And my parents are incredible. So like I had really good upbringing, but I think it was just like girls in high school can be rough. Right. And so
period.
Now even, right? Yeah. I mean, look at the book world, like going back, I'm like, I would just tell myself to like, nope, just keep walking head high and just keep going and doing what you do.
I absolutely love it. All right. Author's moments. What would your pen name be?
I don't even know. I don't know because I didn't take one and I should have. That would have been a great idea. Okay. So back in the day, like as if it's like been 10 years, a couple years ago, I did start a pen name called Drake Rose, and I wanted it to be under like a guy pen name. And so that actually is an old pen name that I have, but I don't think the book is even up anymore.
Okay, that'd be cute. I like that name though.
Thank you.
Oh, that's cute. Go on, girl. All right, Rachel, here we go. You ready?
Maybe.
Dead or alive?
Okay.
If you were hosting a dinner party and could invite 5 people from any era, who would it be?
Why? I'm like, sorry. You know why? Because in my head, I actually already had it. And then I was like, it was gone. Like the minute it came in, I was like, oh no. Oh my gosh. Seriously? I literally cannot. You're gonna have to help me with this. Okay. Language in the Wardrobe. Author. Go.
All right. Language in Wardrobe.
Lion Witch in the Wardrobe. Why can I not think of this? Like literally.
I can't either. Language in the Wardrobe. Wait a minute.
Lion the Witch in the Wardrobe. Like all of the. Oh my gosh. See, this is why we can't have nice things. Him. I would invite him, and I'm gonna turn myself here. Yeah, I would invite him, and I don't even know. Like
let's see. Okay, how about this? Who's your favorite author?
So why? One of my favorite authors. No, one of my authors is. And why did I turn myself? Sorry. Julia Quinn is a total favorite author. Like love Julia Quinn.
Yeah, you can invite her to the party, to your dinner party.
I'll invite her. Okay. I will invite. I hate that I cannot think of her name, but Julie Lessman, I would invite her. She's also a great author. She's the one that actually got me started in writing and was the first author to answer my emails when I was like, what do you do in this industry? And she was like, do this. And I feel like that is kind of like a lost concept at this point. Right.
Your assistant, Jill, says C.S. Lewis.
Oh, thank you. Oh my gosh. Yes. C.S. Lewis. So I read The Four Loves back in the day, and that book literally changed my life. And if you've never read it, you need to read it. It is romance, but kind of not. But the philosophy in it and just like everything in it is so interesting, and it's based off of a myth, mythology and stuff. But it is, I cannot recommend it enough, but I think it's so interesting, like the way that he goes with everything. And he actually was really good friends with Lord of the Rings guy, that author. They were friends in college in London. And so like their entire relationship also was based off a lot of the stories that they both wrote before they died, which I thought was really cool. And I believe that, again, Lord of the Rings guy, he got saved because C.S. Lewis, like basically like preached to him about God and stuff, and like in like his redemption stuff. And that's why both their books are really heavily based in mythology, but also in like biblical stuff too, which is really interesting, I think.
Oh, okay, cool. That is. I'm gonna have to check that out. I'm gonna have to definitely check that out. All right, cool. So we got was that 4?
4? Do I need one more? Are you doing this to me?
You know what? I'm not gonna do it to you only because we run out of time. But when you come back,
I know it's my fault. It's all on me. Sorry.
When you come back, we're gonna get a fresh 5. How about that?
Thank you. Good.
We gotta get you together. We gotta get Rachel together. Hi, Rachel. This is bringing us to the end of my interview. First, I just want to say thank you. We got one last question left, but before we go, let everybody know all things Rachel Van Dyken. Where can they check you out? Where can they get your books, your social media handles, and your website?
Perfect. Really easy. RachelVanDykenAuthor.com is my website. At RachVD, so at RACHVD for Twitter, for Instagram, for TikTok. Again, pretty easy. And I have a Rock and Readers group on Facebook. You can join. Yeah, like you can find me pretty much anywhere. And of course, like if you Google my name, all of that stuff's going to pop up. So you have instant access to all of it. And if you have any questions, you can always just go on my Facebook account and see everything on the pinned post.
I absolutely love it. All right. Last question. If you were writing a book about your life, what would the title be?
I think a book about my life would be hope. You know, like constantly living day to day, hoping for more and like doing more. So I think that would be, my title would be Hope, because I think that that's something that's also very lost right now. People don't have a lot of hope anymore. We read books for hope. You escape for that hope. You know what I mean? And so my goal in life would be to give that to other people, because again, I think that's something that people just don't have anymore. And I know that, you know, I want that. And I think, you know, I've done a couple interviews on my Instagram, and we're always talking about with like different bloggers, different authors, different influencers, having your cup half empty doesn't fill others up, right? Like you want to, but you can't because you have nothing to pour it into. And so my goal in life would be to have enough in mind that I can give to others. And that is always my message in my books. My message for myself to other people is to give, but have enough in myself to do the same.
I told you was a great person. I told y'all they wanted to do you have a newsletter.
I do. Yes, I do. So yes, I do have a newsletter. Again, if you go into, I think, if you click on like my Instagram at RachV newsletter, Twitter, Rock and Readers, like Facebook, like you can find it. It's all in like the link tree on my Instagram and stuff too.
All right, we absolutely love that. Rachel, thank you so much for joining us tonight. It was
You're amazing.
You're amazing.
I love you. I hope we never connected. What is happening?
Because you be tripping. I don't know. You know, I don't know. You be up there with the kids, ain't talking to nobody, ain't going nowhere. I just forgot about it. But we're connected now, and that's all that matters. So, Rachel, hold tight for me. Brown Book Series, thank you guys for joining us tonight. Make sure you come back on next week when we have Kilby Blade in the building, 7 o'clock. It's Wednesday. You let everybody know. And also go out and get Capel. It's Rachel Van Dyken's latest novel. And while you're over there, just get everything she got, honey. That Mafia series is everything. And then when we get her back, after she open her makeup line, she's gonna come back over here and tell us about it, so we can go over there, honey, and get our lips. You have to have something where my lips can be like this. I mean, look old red.
You'll have it beforehand. You will have it, and you can be like, yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. All right, you guys. We'll see y'all next week. Be safe, but most of all, stay positive.
Bye, guys.
Open up your brown book, baby. It's for you. It's for us. fantasies. No one can judge us, no one can judge us. This is for us. Open up your brown book, babe.